Hey, good afternoon, Patreon viewers, as well as YouTube. All right, so today we've got the President Richard here, and we're going to go through some of the features with it, show you a couple different microphones, obviously the stock microphone that comes with it, which is actually a pretty good microphone. Of course, it's got its flaws, but it's also got its positives. One of the positives that I kind of like is the fact that it is an electric mic, so it makes it a little more sensitive. Does have the up and down on the buttons here on the top, which is good and bad, and that's where I get into the kind of the con. I mean, the pro is the fact that you don't have to reach up to touch it to move your channels. The only thing is I know I've got a bad habit of putting my thumb sometimes at the top, especially if I grab the microphone from a holder or something, and so it's always changing channels. That's really the only thing that I don't like about it. One of the things that I would love is if they had like a little slide or something, to either protect the buttons or a switch on the back to disable or enable the channel selector buttons. That way, whenever you do have it where you want it, you could just move a little slide or something. That's the one thing I kind of wish this had. That's probably the only thing that, like I said, I just don't care about the microphone. But we're going to show you the two different ways. This one, like I said, is an electric mic, and then this is a standard dynamic. Even though it's noise canceling, it's still considered a dynamic microphone. So we'll show you how to get into both functions for different mics. Now, both microphones will work, whether they're in electric or in the dynamic feature, but we'll get to that a little bit later on. So, and why you actually need to change to go from one to the other. Anyways, so set the microphones here off to the side. I just wanted to get those out of the way just to make life a little easier here. So we can get the camera in a little bit better. So we can get to everything. All right, so obviously we'll go through the switches here real quick, or the adjustments here, and then we'll go to the next stage, which is the switches. Okay, so obviously you've got your volume, which is on your outer knob. That's the easiest one to get to. So it's your volume control. The one directly behind it is your squelch. Now the squelch is set up with two features, manual squelch and the ACS, which is an automatic squelch control. So, and we'll show you the differences here. Then we have your RF power, which is in your middle, which is your center one. You have your mic gain control, which again is on the outer control, which is the easiest one to operate. And then your back knob here is your RF gain. So, and then you have your channel selector, but now the channel selector does two things. One, it's obviously a channel selector. The second thing is you can push this in, and depending on how long you push this in, it also goes into the user menu as well. So we'll get into that here in just a little bit too. Okay, then we go into mode, which will get you into AM, FM, and PA. So we'll get to that as well. Then you've got your echo on off, straightforward there. You have your emergency one off, which is your normal standard channels, and down, which is your emergency 2. And these two can actually be programmed in here off of the user menu. So we can actually change those and make those whatever we want. Then we've got our A&L, noise blank, and high cut. So all the way down is off. You've got your noise blanker on, and then your high cut. And we'll show you how all these features kind of work along with that. Then you have your band select to go through each band individually, and your Vox control. All right, so let's get started. Let's turn this radio back on. Okay, so let's turn this up. All right, so I don't think there's too much that needs to be explained here other than, it just goes up and down and goes off when you feel it click. So, all right, so let's turn this up just a little bit. Right now we hear all the heterodyne and the noise and trash that normally comes into your receive. All right, so if you'll turn this counterclockwise, you go into the auto squelch, which right now we've got so much heterodyne and noise in there. We'll find a channel that's a little bit quieter. Maybe we'll go into it. There we go. Okay, so that is the auto squelch. And this actually works pretty good for the most part. Granted, we've got a lot of conditions out there on the frequency that we're currently monitoring. But here we go. Go to channel 19.
Clear the meter while you're rolling and strolling. That's it. Strolling and rolling. Clear the meter. Safety first while you guys are out there on those highways and byways. Try to be nice to each other while you're rolling and strolling, across those United States highways, whether it's a 2-digit, even, odd. State highways.
This guy hopefully finished talking here in a minute, and you'll see that it goes back into the auto squelch.
Kings and the queens of the highways. Let's hear and see more professionalism. Take those firebox junk hillbilly radios somewhere else. Back to the bench.
Okay. So we still have quite a bit of noise there. All right, so we'll go into the manual.
I know you're a screwball. You just get the boot. Back to the bench.
Okay, so we do have our manual squelch as well for when the noise is above normal. But the squelch actually works better on this radio than any other radio that I have ever used. Whether you're using the auto squelch for the lower noise or the manual squelch.
Between New Mexico and Arizona.
Okay, so let's turn him down. Obviously your RF power, so we'll plug your microphone in here in just a minute and show you that. But the next one I want to talk about is your mic gain and your RF gain. Again, mic gain is pretty straightforward. Clockwise turns it up, counterclockwise turns it down.
You don't want nothing to do with it. Pay attention. Safety first while you're
But this has got really good.
in the desert.
Turn the squelch back off.
You're welcome.
But this has got, like I said, an incredible receiver. You can actually turn the RF gain almost off. Like that guy here, we've got him down to almost nothing. And you can still hear quite a bit. So, like I said, very, very smooth, very clean RF gain. Okay, so now I've already got this preset on the dynamic microphone. So that's what we're going to do is go over here to the dynamic. So we'll plug this in, and let's show you as far as on the carrier here. Now let me switch from where we're at right now, since we are on the antenna. I put it on an antenna so that we can go ahead and actually operate the squelch control. That way you can kind of see a little bit more of how that actually is functioning in a real world situation. So let's go up here to the meters, and I'll come back in just a moment. And we'll get over to the bird dummy load and see what we can't do there. So bear with me. We'll be right back. Okay, guys, we're back now. All right, so I want to show you the RF power where I've got this already currently set. So, all right, so we're going to start with the power all the way down and show you as far as what your carrier levels and things like that are. We'll turn the 5-watt slug around here real quick. See if I can hand this over just a little bit here. Come on. There we go. All right, so all the way down, I currently have the RF power set at 1 watt all the way down, and we are in the AM mode. And then FM, let's go over to FM here real quick. Well, you can see what it is on the low carrier for FM. Okay, FM is going to be approximately 1.5 watts. Go back to the AM. Well, we can turn our 5-watt slug around. Okay, because it's easier to show you as far as on low dead key on a 5-watt slug than it is on a 50 and a 100. So all the way up on the 50-watt scale, we've got approximately 9-watt dead key. So we've got from 1 to 9. So great range as far as on the AM side. On the FM side, I did turn this down a little bit, mainly because of the fact that this radio is capable of about a 40-watt carrier, but you really don't want to run it that high all the time, not if you expect it to last. So right now I've got it set at about 32 watts on the top end. Like I said, I didn't turn it down a lot, but I did want to turn it down a little bit. If we run it at 3 o'clock, you know, you're going to be about 26 watts. So that's at least in your good safe zone and comfortable on the finals without any damage. So should work great for you as far as if you decide to use the FM as well. All right, so we'll go back to the AM. Because on FM, there's not going to be any forward modulated power that you're going to see on the emitter. You're just going to see the carrier wave. So, all right, so all the way down at 1 watt, we'll look at the peak, and then we'll look at the RMS over here. And we are using our static microphone. Hello, audio, check. Audio, audio, audio. Worldwide, 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 worldwide. So about 58 watts on the PEP. And we'll look over here at the RMS, and this is at 1 watt. Worldwide, worldwide, worldwide audio. So you're going to see about 15 to 16 on the RMS. And that's at a 1 watt carrier. So where this radio really shines at is when you go from 1 watt. If you're able to dead key about 3 watts out of this radio, is where we're at. That seems to be your sweet spot on these. Worldwide, worldwide, worldwide audio. So you're still going to see the 58 watts on the PEP, but you're going to see your RMS over here has come up from 15 audio up to about 25. So that seems to be the sweet spot. Let's go ahead and roll this up a little bit more. Dead key about 5 watts there. Worldwide, worldwide audio. So you're going to see about 30 as far as on the top end. Granted, now if you go all the way up here to the 9 watts, audio, it will do about 38 on the RMS. That's at wide open. So, you know, plenty of RMS that's available here, but I know for general talking, you know, your 3 to 5 is going to be a good spot. If you wanted to, you could go at about 8 here. Audio. So, you know, and you're going to see about 35. But now then, you also have to remember I am getting into the microphone. If you're sitting there talking normal, hello, check 1 2 1 2 1 2, and this is within a static noise canceling microphone. Check 1 2 1 2 1 2. Audio check audio. Audio check 1 2 1 2 3 4 5. Yeah, so you're going to see 15 to 18 as far as consistently, and your peak is going to be what, somewhere around the 50 watt mark here. Low check 1 2 1 2 between 40 40. Audio check 1 2 1 2 1 2. I'll say between 40 and 45 or excuse me, 40 and 50. I keep forgetting I'm looking at a 100-watt scale. So, but yeah, real good numbers here. Real good numbers. All right. Now, with those numbers in mind, I'm going to plug in the stock mic here real quick. And I am going to change that over to the Electret, which means that it will probably squeal because we do have our talkback on right now. So.
Check 1 2 1 2, radio check, check 1 2 1 2, audio check 1 2 1 2, radio testing 1 2 1 2 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5. Normal talk. Radio audio.
And that's at 3 o'clock on the front. So not quite all the way open. If we turn all the way back up to the 9-watt dead key.
Audio check, 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 audio. Audio.
So you're going to see, we're right at that 38 to 40. And I'm not having to get into the microphone
Quite as much here in order to see the bigger numbers. Hello, radio check, check. 1 2 1 2. You're still going to see about 58 on the PEP, but you're going to see that a little more consistent with the stock microphone, but that's not going to work sitting inside of a semi. Hello, check 1 2 1 2, because you'll have way too much background.
All right, so now we've got some numbers going on. Now let's go back to and finish up with the front of the radio here. Now that we've actually seen what our numbers are and how the RF power itself actually works on this. So let's see if we can get this in here. And I may change the color of that because I know that the display doesn't show up real good on the camera. So bear with me and we'll be right back. We can go back. I forgot. You have to go into the talkback a little differently here. So, all right. So hold your mic button, and in the talkback mode, you're gonna give that a quick press, or you're gonna hold that. I'm sorry. Oops. Pull that off the microphone. So we're gonna select that. And this gives you the option of turning it up. Hello, check, 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 audio, test, 1 2. Audio, check, 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 audio, check, check. Well, you keep it keyed. Hello, audio, audio. You're going to see it's almost off with the noise canceling mic. So we're going to turn it up to 9 since that's as loud as it'll go. Hello, radio, check, check, check. All right, so now that we are in that, we've got our talk back on. Now we can go back and play with the echo delay. So we'll select that. And you'll have to, for example, we'll go to 10. You will have to key back up and check it again. Hello, test 1 2 1 2. So that's the only part that's kind of a pain. Oops. Turn this up quite a bit here. Hello, audio check, check, check. 1 2 1 2, audio. All right, so you're going to see that we are moving it. Let's turn this up. I think it goes to what, 32. Okay, I couldn't remember if it's 30 or 35. Hello, check. 1 2 1 2 1 2. All right. So, oops. All right, so we'll have to push that again and go from delay. I'm going to turn that back down to about 15 since that's in the middle here. Okay, push it again. You're going to see TI, which is the timing. So I've got it set at 5. Now you're going to see a big difference here. We'll go to 15. Hello, check, check, 1 2 1 2, audio check, check, 1 2. That's going to slow it way down. Check, 1 2. Push it again real quick and it goes into the timing. So we're at 15. Let's put it at 12. We're going to go back to the delay. Push it again. And let's set that at 10. Hello, radio check, check. Audio test 1 2 1 2. All right, so that's a pretty decent sounding echo. All right, so let's go on to the next features here. Okay, UK off. Recommend that you leave that be. Reset, same thing here. If you want to do a factory reset, we're not going to get into that. Just bypass that, and then we're back to the color. So that goes through everything that's within this menu here. Now your Vox button only works when you're using the stock microphone. So it does require an electric microphone for your Vox feature. And the Vox feature is kind of neat. Let's unplug this here, and I'll put the other microphone back on. Now we are going to have to turn the talk back down more than likely, but we'll go in here. All right, find the mic setting here. We're going to go from the dynamic over to the electric. All right. Now if we push our Vox button, what that's going to do. Oops. Check 1 2 1 2. Audio check. That's going to stay keyed up because it's picking up the background from that. Okay. Check 1 2 1 2. Check 1 2. I'll just pick it up and hold it here. But you can see that check 1 2 1 2. Check 1 2. Audio test 1 2. So the Vox feature does work quite well, but it's not real handy as far as if you're using it in a mobile. You would need to actually have this in a fixed position where it was close to you in order to be able to use this feature. And you need to have a very low background noise so that it doesn't pick up for everything. All right. So that was the only other thing that I could think of that I hadn't went through with you guys. But, like I said, we've got our talkback set. Turn that Vox feature off. All right, so like I said, we've got our talkback turned all the way up. And the reason why is, like I said, the customer wants to use the static microphone. So, I've already pre-wired the static to it, which was a little different. I kind of figured it was going to be pins 1 through 4, and it's actually pins 1, 2, 3, and 5 that you'll actually use for wiring a standard mic. All right, so, and that information is found in the back of the book, or back of books, since I actually give you multiples here. There is a small diagram, and I'll kind of read that off here real quick as soon as I find it here in the book. That way, for somebody that doesn't have the book, if they need to try to find the wiring schematic for it for the regular channels. So I know if I tell you off the top of my head, I'll be wrong. Okay, so on the very back page here. All right, so it's written in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different languages. We're just going to concentrate on the English language here for today because it makes my life a little easier. Okay, so pin 1 is going to be your modulation or audio wire. Pin 2 is going to be your receive. Pin 3 is going to be your transmit. Pin 4, no connect. And pin 5 is going to be your ground. So the rest of this stuff is non-usable for our purpose here if we're just wiring a basic microphone. So hopefully, like I said, that it helps somebody else out as well. But anyways, guys, So it's been a fun radio. I've been using these now for a couple of years myself, and I have been very, very well pleased as far as with the output power and the overall performance of the radio itself. So I will reset this, and I'll put this actually back on blue for the customer because I think he likes blue to make it a little bit easier as far as that goes. We've already got his talkback turned on and echo kind of preset. And like I said, he'll have to go through and try that for his own liking. Where we program those, like I said, we left channel 2 or emergency 2 on, channel 19 off as our normal channels, and then I moved channel 1 as far as the emergency one. As you've seen earlier in the video, I changed that to 22 to kind of give you an idea. But the book is something, like I said, that is kind of the Bible with this. You know, I've got all the basics preset in there, I think, or underlined that, you know, my customer is going to be interested in. But like I said, fun video, fun radio, great output power, very small, very compact, and very reliable from what I've seen. I've been using one of these now for 2 or 3 years. I know at least 2, if not 3 years, and I believe it's been 3 years that I've had these that I've used here on the workbench. So very pleased with the radio just for the overall performance and what it can do. But hopefully somebody found this video helpful, and we will hopefully see you on the next video. Guys, take care. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe. We'd greatly appreciate it. We'd also love to have you on our Patreon page. You know, I'm trying to get into a few more different circuits, kind of break down things a little bit further in detail. That information is only going to be available, though, through Patreon and to my Patreon viewers. So take care. Have a great day, guys. We'll catch you on the next video.